Well, I'm very proud of this group to end the season that way with all the adversity we face, with them facing basically an impossible situation this Christmas, to band together, for one last opportunity to be a team, be a family, and overcome some obstacles. I couldn't be more proud.
What can you expound on that a little? Just what was the feeling like in the locker room right now, and just for the team to be able to walk out and you with your heads held high, and just describe a little more for us since we weren't there for the moment.
Yeah, it's incredible joy. Like unless you've been in the arena and you can feel that kind of joy after a win, a big win, it's hard to describe. You're not embarrassed to show any kind of emotion in those moments. And when you're with a group of guys that really care for each other, they're all good kids, it even makes it that much more sweeter. Again, when you've been through what we've been through, and then the chaoticness of the week, a couple of weeks before, and just everything circling around, and try to remain focused, trying to keep them focused on the game is almost impossible. I mean, the last 2 days of practice have been just, I don't even know what they've been like. But for those guys to, again, stay focused and lock in and play extremely hard like they did was, again, a testament to who they are and their character.
Can you talk us through the last play?
Yeah, we got the timeout, and we said we were going to Matt, and they were trying to face guard him. Dante Styles was making it very difficult to catch the ball, so we wanted to set a down screen for him. And then they were doing some switching, and so what happened was we told him to fake the handoff to Divine Ugochukwu, and when he did, Dontrez actually helped a little bit, but didn't switch, so Matt had an open lane to the basket. They contested it late, Brandon's man, and then Brandon followed up and dunked it. I was very happy because I just didn't want to leave any time on the clock for them to get a shot.
Can you speak about the defensive intensity that switched in the second half? First half it wasn't really there, but then the second half everything just really started to click.
Yeah, I don't know where that came from. No, again, the guys just kind of dug in, right? They dug in and used their inner strength to play incredible defense. We were very aggressive. I thought that was the biggest difference, that we were much more aggressive on the ball, much more active with our hands. We were able to get deflections and steals, and then we were able to rebound. Because one of the things that's always been good for us, if we can rebound, then we can run, because we have some fast guys. Matt's darn near impossible to stop in transition. Divine Ugochukwu's fast in transition, and Austin Swartz even got a lot of transition baskets today. So those guys were rebounding and running the floor like crazy.
What did you say to them? Did you say something at halftime, or did the team? What was said at halftime?
No, it was like, okay, we just got to keep this game simple. All right, we got to rebound. We got to, first of all, we got to know they're going to shoot. They take a lot of shots that you might not expect them to shoot. So you got to be ready. You got to guard that. Then you got to rebound. But once we rebound, we can outrun them. We said that. We said, don't run for threes, which drove me nuts when we did that second half a couple times. Run for layups. All right, if we have to kick it out to shoot a three, that's great. But we're going to put pressure on the rim in transition, and we made a point of emphasis to run for layups. I think we did that in the second half.
You talked about the last few days of practice, obviously with Coach Lucas, being announced. What was that process like for you, and do you discuss that with the team?
Well, we got a game on Saturday. They got to meet with Jay tomorrow. So how, if you're a freshman, if you're Divine Ugochukwu, what are you thinking about? You think about the game with NC State, or you meet with the new head coach on Sunday, right? And so it's difficult, especially for an 18, 19-year-old to kind of compartmentalize and play the game. But again, I'm so proud that they were able to do that. Those five guys at the end of the game did a great job of locking in and focusing. For Brandon and Matt, it's their last game in college, right? It's their last game, so they wanted to go out with a bang, and they did that. We talked about, the memories that they'll have of this game are going to last for the rest of their life. Me and DJ Irvin talked about, hey, I remember my senior night vividly, right? No matter what happens, no matter how much you get paid playing basketball, no matter what happens, this memory will stay with you forever. So for it to end like it did, it's very, very sweet.
And then with Coach, obviously, Luke's coming, is there any advice that you give him or have a conversation with anything like that?
It's all my interaction with him. He's a great guy. He's a really, really quality human being and individual. So I wish him nothing but the best. There's pitfalls all over the place in college basketball now. I hope that he'll be able to kind of, again, tackle some of those things right away and be able to have success. I think he knows what he's doing. He's been in some great programs with some great coaches. I can't wait to see, what he does. Hopefully my son's still here as a grad assistant, so you might see me pop up every once in a while. But again, I wish those guys nothing but the best as they start their future on Monday.
Bill, with that being said, just can you speak on where you think Miami basketball program is? A lot of uncertainty with the future and stuff, but since you have arrived, since Jim.
I think there's uncertainty everywhere in college basketball. And I think you'll see these swings. Guess what? That team we beat today is not going to ACC tournament. They were in the Final Four last year. 2 years ago, we were in the Final Four. I think you're going to see such big swings because you're building a roster every single year. The continuity in guys becoming sophomores and juniors and seniors, that doesn't happen anymore. So there's so many changes in college basketball. It's hard. I mean, what we were able to accomplish, Coach Jim Larinaga at Miami, you know, guys that have been here a long time recognize how special he was. Miami basketball, I was at Virginia Tech. We came down here for road games. There was nobody here. There was no winning. The guy went to 4 Sweet 16s, won ACC titles, regular season and conference championships, tournament championships. The guy went to back-to-back Elite Eight and a Final Four. In college basketball's modern history, I think there's been like 3 teams that have done that, right? Anybody in the country would have wanted to do that. So the success he has achieved here has to be appreciated. You know, and again, everything changes. I understand that. But golly, man, that guy, you know, I want to start the movement to get a statue of him built outside the arena, or at least a court named after him, because he set a legacy here with Miami basketball that will be very, very hard to match. And I hope, you know what, I hope J.O. exceeds it.
Do you think Coach L is underappreciated? Do you think he has not been celebrated enough?
I want to see him celebrated more. I'll be politically correct on that, but that's my guy, and I love him to death. I love him, I love his family, I love his wife Liz. So I'm biased. I want to see him appreciated and celebrated every day.
Coach, for you, just getting the chance to be a head coach again, getting an opportunity, take us through the season and just some of those proud moments that you had.
Yeah, well, again, it's a tough situation, and I was really depressed after we lost the first 2 games because we put a lot of emotional energy into try to win those games. And then we had bad matchups, and then, okay, guys getting hurt, so now it just becomes trying to keep the thing together with toothpicks and glue. And so, we just tried to stay together, try to become a team. Again, I mentioned it before, when we were out in California, we were really struggling. We got blown out like 3 straight games. And I think that was where the genesis of our team came together. We weren't going to always win, but I thought that we were always going to compete, and I thought we did that for the rest of the year. We competed in every game, no matter who we had out on the floor. These last 2 games, we had basically 7 guys on the roster with no bigs, essentially. Kyrie Hugh's still rusty, but, if I'm the other coach, I'm just telling him to go dunk it on like Georgia Tech did. But the guys just fought like crazy. And so, it was a great opportunity for me. I loved every minute of it. I don't care if I was mad at them, they were mad at me, we were struggling, we were losing. Again, it takes like 24 to 48 hours to just be depressed. I just sit on my couch and watch The Bachelor, right? that's literally what I do when we lose. I watch The Bachelor. I don't have to think about nothing, just chill out. And, once I got over The Bachelor and came back in the office, I tried to have a positive attitude every day, tried to lead these guys by example, and tried to teach them lessons about life. Life is not always going to be easy. We keep telling them that, again, we always talk about attitude. Life is 10% of what happens to you, and 90% of how you react to it. And I think our guys did a great job of that.
Bill, can I get your comments on the 3 freshmen, again, regardless of their futures, but just where you think they can kind of be with their futures as players?
Yeah, I think they're all going to be terrific players. I think they've all improved this year, in particular with their basketball IQs. They've learned to play the game. Again, when you're thrown into the fire like that, you have no choice. You either sink or swim. And I thought they did a great job of swimming, especially in the second half of the season. I think Divine, again, you see him knock down a big 3 tonight, and the confidence to take that shot is what was impressive to me because he wouldn't have took that shot before. Jalil's learning shot selection, discernment, got so much better on defense, and I think Austin Swartz had a chance to be special, honestly. He came in here last summer, and he was the 13th man. He just kept working and learned how to work and got better and better. So I think all 3 of those guys have incredibly bright futures no matter where they're at.
One more? What's that for you? What do you...
I don't know. I have no idea. I mean, college basketball is a funny sport. I imagine I'll be coaching somewhere next year, trying to win, trying to teach lessons, help guys to become men. That's my goal in this thing. I think that's a bigger part of, as much changes as they are, as much money as they're getting, there's still kids that are trying to be led. It took me a while to figure that out, that you can still lead them. You still got to coach them the way you think the best way possible. So, hopefully I'll be doing that somewhere next year.
Obviously, just being able to end the season like this, how fulfilling is that, and how happy were you guys to close it out on a good note?
It's very, very fulfilling. Just having the year we've had, the ups and downs, just to end it on a win, I feel good. I know my teammates feel good too.
I second the same thing. Like you said, it's been ups and downs, but there's not too many teams in the country that can end their season on a win. So I want to take that for granted, and thankful for all my guys.
Can you guys describe a little, since we were able to be there for that moment, just what was it like in the locker room? Like you said, everything this team has been through, and for Bill Courtney and his staff, how important it was for you guys to get that win, not only for yourselves, but for them, and just if you could describe what it was like in there.
It was just all good vibes. We know the work that the coaches have put in, the sacrifice that they've put in, so just to see them happy and all the teammates happy on the final day of our season, it feels good.
Like I said, there's not too many teams that end up on a win. So just being able to get all our guys, all our coaches a win, because we don't know what's going to happen. So just going off on a win, it was full of joy in the locker room, and there's no better feeling.
Austin, Coach was talking about how difficult it was the last few days of practice when they've already named Jay Lucas as the coach, and he said for someone like, for the freshmen, knowing that you have a game today and then you're going to meet the new coach tomorrow, what has that been like for you guys that have to deal with that? That's pretty tough.
Just trying to focus on the moment. I can't think about what's going to happen tomorrow, the day after, 2 weeks from now. Just got to focus on the task at hand. And we had a game to play today, so last few days, it's been tough, not going to lie, but just being able to lock in with the coaches, just focus on practice and focus on the game.
Just from this season, it's been a lot of hardships. What can y'all take away from it just to grow from?
The biggest thing I can take away is being a better teammate, being a better leader, and no matter what your situation is, you can always find a way to be grateful and be blessed in the situation. Those are the three main things I'm going to take away from it.
I'd probably say just better leadership, and I'd say going through the ups and downs of this season will prepare me for the rest of my life, because life is not always going to go your way and go how you expect it. So just being prepared for the unexpected, and just being thankful for my coaches. These are the first college coaches I've ever had, and I've had a great experience. So I want to thankful for them is the three takeaways.
Matthew, you and Austin are kind of at different points in your career. You're ending it. He's kind of just starting. Just what would be some advice you have to him as he progresses through his career?
Take it one day at a time and stay in the moment. I know my freshman year, sophomore year, I didn't do a great job of that. So just taking it in the moment, practice by practice, always finding a way to affect the game, no matter if the shot's falling or not. And that's the biggest thing. That's the biggest thing I would tell him.
And then Austin, for you, kind of, what's your process going to be like these next 48 hours as you meet Coach Lucas and all that good stuff? What's going through your mind?
To be honest, I really don't know. Just really focus on today. Just trying to figure out what I'm going to do even after this. So just like you said, take it by moment. Don't look ahead to the future. Stay in the present right now.
Do you have like a sense of if you have a future here, or if you're automatically going to go somewhere else, or do you have any idea at this point?
No, I haven't took anything into any consideration. We just finished our season. I've been locked in on our season the whole time. I'm not worried about anything that's going outside this locker room. So those decisions in the future, and I'll make those in the future.
Austin, where do you think you made the biggest strides as when you first started the season to where you're at now, and then maybe you envision kind of your off-season, like where you want to get to for your next year?
Just being a complete player, just trying to be on both ends of the floor, be more than what I came in as, which was a shooter, shot creator. Being more than that. To be in college, I've learned from zero and everybody, all my other teammates, you got to be a complete player if you want to make a difference out there. So probably being, that's the biggest thing I've grown on this year. And going into next year, just being bigger, stronger, faster. Those three things are the important three things that I'm going to look at.
Matt, what's it like for you to go out on matching your career high and just, even though you didn't make the game-winning shot, and just still having that effort and intensity there?
I just thank God is the first thing. And then just in and on a win, it feels good. Like I said, you can always find something to be blessed about, be grateful about in any situation. And we had nothing to play for, they had nothing to play for, but just on this floor, it wasn't the season we wanted to have, so ended on a positive note was my main thing to win the game.
Now, right when the game ended, you just went, you leaped really high, and what were you feeling and thinking at that very moment when the buzzer went off? What were you thinking and feeling?
Just everything that happened this season, just for it to end that way, I was grateful and blessed for it.
One more?
Yeah, just Matt, what's next for you? Training, getting ready. What's kind of your process? What's going to happen with you? I guess moving forward, we don't get to talk to you.
I have no idea right now. Hopefully, just keep training and hopefully get an invite to the combine or just prepare for the next thing. But at this moment, I have no idea what that is right now.
And then what do you think you hope you showed? I know the team difficult. Just what are you kind of hoping you showed this season, building on from last year, moving forward?
Just being a good teammate, a good leader, and through no matter what happens, that you can just continue to play the right way and continue to keep your head focused and not be selfish and try to help the younger guys and all my teammates.
Matt, your parents are here every day, and how special was it to have the entire Cleveland clan here today?
It's very special. They made the drive since it was a lot of them, so the 10-hour drive. So
I met them all.
Yeah, I'm just grateful that they were able to come.
Thought it was a really good game. It's so many games like that we have played that come down to the stretch, and I thought Miami made one more play than us, and I thought we did a good job on that last defensive possession of being went up and walled up, and obviously we didn't block out and we gave up an easy shot. So I'll give Miami credit for keep fighting. I thought in the second half our defense wasn't as good as it was in the first, and I thought they got comfortable. And obviously Cleveland was Cleveland. He played great. 32 points. He was really good.
Just how meaningful was it for Dontrez to have a game like that again with the stretch he had down this?
It's tough because Dontrez is playing well, but when I look at it, we didn't. A lot of our starters didn't play well in the offensive end, and obviously we needed a little more. But he's been playing really good basketball. You can make the argument that he's been our most consistent guy down the stretch.
You think Miami at the end just had extra motivation too, because it's the last game under this coach and all the stuff that's gone on this season. Maybe they had an extra little emotional push.
I think we all had the motivation. I just think they made one more play than we did, and the question would be the other way around. If we won on the tip, then we have more motivation. I thought both groups, obviously wanted to win the game.
What were you expecting from them on that last play? Did you figure that Cleveland was going to have?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
We knew Cleveland, he deserved to get the ball. We knew it was going to come to him. We did a good job there, and we just didn't get help side. Our help side did a great job getting the rebound in the basketball. And, he made a great play, and we forced him into a miss, and we gave up an offensive rebound.
Miami finished their season 2 years ago in the Final Four. Y'all were in the Final Four last season. It's the new landscape of college now. How do you think about this season, knowing where we were last season, especially when you're trying to move forward?
Well, I think what it tells you is that it can go either way, and I think basketball now is a year-to-year thing, because there's so many new faces and guys are transferring, and obviously you can take the, if you get the right amount of NIL rev share, things can change. Example, Louisville is probably the best example of the other end of it, and then obviously we're an example in Miami. Miami come with their NIL situation, but a lot of injuries and everything else. And so I think it's nothing to panic about, because if you get the right situation and you get the right rev share now, I think seasons could be different from year to year.
Paul McNeil, a solid game. Just how big of a bright spot is he for the future of this program?
I'm sorry?
Paul McNeil, solid game tonight. Just how big of a bright spot is he for the future?
Paul's a good player. He's going to be good. He's making shots, and as he learns how to play on both ends of the floor, I do think he'll be a really good basketball player.
And Trey Parker not available?
Yeah, Trey was dealing with some family issues.